Welcome to The Explainer. We love to take really complex topics and make them super clear. Today, we're jumping right into the fascinating world of business etiquette in two of Asia's economic powerhouses, India and Korea.
Okay, so picture this. You're walking into a room, about to meet a potential new business partner from either India or Korea. That first greeting, that initial interaction, that single moment can literally set the tone for the entire relationship. I mean, you could be building a bridge to a great deal or, without even realizing it, putting up a wall. It's that important.
All right, so let's start at the very beginning. We're unpacking those all-important first impressions.
So in Korea, it's all about the bow. It's a clear sign of respect, and it keeps things, a little more formal. Personal space is a pretty big deal. But then you hop over to India, and it's kind of different. You might get the traditional Namaste, which is a wonderful gesture, but you're just as likely to get a good old-fashioned handshake. The whole vibe is often a bit warmer, more familiar, right from the start.
And that formality, it carries right over to names and titles. In Korea, using professional titles is, it's not really optional. You're going to be saying Director Kim or Manager Park until they explicitly tell you otherwise, period. Now in India, you'll still start off with formal titles for sure, but you might find yourself on a first-name basis a whole lot faster, especially in younger, more modern companies.
And you know what's really wild? The way they exchange business cards. It sounds so simple, right? But it's like a little window into these huge cultural differences.
In Korea, this is a full-on ritual. I'm serious. You present your card with two hands, you receive their card with two hands, and here's the kicker. You have to actually stop and read the card. Like, really look at it. It shows you respect them. If you just grab it and shove it in your pocket, oh man, that is a huge no-no.
And then in India, the whole exchange is just, it's more direct. It's less of a ceremony and more about, here's my info, here's yours, simple as that.
Okay, so you've nailed the greeting. You've handled the business cards. Now you're in the meeting. And this is where things get even more interesting. You'll notice in Korea, the style is way more indirect. It's all about keeping the group harmony. So you're probably not going to hear a hard no. Instead, you'll get something like, we'll think about it, which is often their polite way of saying, not a chance. Now compare that to India, where things can be much more direct. You might have a really expressive, passionate debate, and that's not seen as a bad thing at all. It's actually a sign that everyone's engaged.
And here's something that can really trip people up: silence. In a Korean meeting, silence is golden. It means people are thinking, considering your points. It's a good thing. But in an Indian meeting, a long, quiet pause can feel really awkward. It might even make people think you're not interested or you disagree with them.
So what's the end game in a negotiation? Well, it's totally different. In Korea, think of it like this. They're building a partnership for life. The deal itself is just one piece of a much bigger, long-term relationship built on trust. In India, while the relationship is still important, the focus can be much more on the here and now, on the details and the outcome of this specific deal.
All right, so the meeting's over, but the work isn't done. Now we're talking about building those crucial bridges outside of the office.
Okay, one of the most important things you've got to get your head around, especially in Korea, is hierarchy. It's like this invisible blueprint that shapes everything: who talks first, who makes the final call, even who pours the drinks. It's all based on age and your position in the company.
So what does this mean for you? It's simple, really. Always, always defer to the most senior person there. They get spoken to first, they get served first, and at the end of the day, their decision is the one that matters. Getting this right is absolutely critical.
And business meals, they are a huge deal in both places. In Korea, the dinner table is just another place where that hierarchy plays out. Even the seating chart is planned around who's most senior. But in India, it's all about hospitality and generosity. You'll probably see tons of dishes ordered for the whole table to share. It's a great way to build that friendly connection.
What about gift giving? Well, in Korea, it's pretty much an expected part of the process. And how you wrap and present the gift, just as important as what's inside. In India, it's a bit more relaxed. A gift is seen more as a thoughtful, personal gesture. It's really the thought that counts, not the price tag. Okay, we've talked about what to do. Now let's talk about what not to do. It's time to navigate some of those unexpected cultural minefields.
Yeah, this is where things can go wrong fast. A simple little gesture that means nothing back home could send a completely different signal.
So, let's talk about your hands. This is super important. In Korea, never point with one finger. It's incredibly rude. Use your whole hand to gesture. And in India, the left hand is considered unclean, so you use your right hand for everything: passing things, eating, shaking hands. everything. Got it? Right hand only. And let's wrap this part up with the concept of time. In Korea, punctuality is everything. It's a sign of respect. If a meeting is at 10, you're there at 9:50, period. In India, things can be a bit more flexible. You might hear people talk about Indian Standard Time, so a little bit of patience can go a long, long way.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? How do you get that global edge?
Look, it really boils down to 3 simple things. Number 1, do your homework. Prepare before you go. Number 2, observe and adapt. Be a chameleon. Watch what they do and mirror it. And third, and this is the most important one, focus on the relationship. The trust you build is way more valuable than any single deal.
You know, none of this is about memorizing a bunch of rules to stress you out. It's about having a toolkit. It's about showing respect. It's about building a bridge so that everyone can be successful together.
So yeah, understanding these rules gets your foot in the door. It opens it wide open, actually. But walking through that door and building something real, that's all on you. It's about your own effort, your own authenticity, and your genuine interest in connecting with people.